Hey guys, this is Whyt Manga here with a new video. I'm the creator of Apple Black, a manga slash comic that is serialized in Saturday AM, a new Western Shonen action manga magazine. And y'all can check that out. I'll leave links to that in the description below. And you can read the first 3 chapters of Apple Black free on the website. So basically, I'm going to go through a little tutorial I have for you guys. That's going to basically be, how to draw manga scene and action manga scenes, things to look out for. I'm going to focus less on stuff like anatomy and some of the basic stuff with sketching and inking and stuff like that, because I have separate videos for that I will also leave links to if you guys are interested in how I laid out this page or how I'm going to ink or how I'm going to do stuff like that. So we're just gonna jump into it. Basically, things to look out for when you're drawing manga action scenes is you're looking for movement. Your character should have at least should give the illusion that it's moving in some way. So you have to find a way to portray that with your character, and so basically that brings it to life. And also you have to bring the background to life. Now most times, maybe when a character punches another character or something like that, there is going to be some kind of residue flying out or something. If you punch, if you stomp the ground, maybe particles from the ground float up. If it's on water, like particles of the water float up and stuff like that. If they're stomping the ground has cracks and stuff like that. So in this case, where the character is a very old, kind of messed up place that's in the ruins, so there are going to be a lot of broken boulders on the floor. Y'all can look there and see how the boulders are drawn. Generally, both the boulders, when drawing them, there's always a smooth part that represents maybe when it was a floor, and that the smooth surface. But when it's cracked and broken and removed from the floor, the cracked sides are going to be a little edgier, and as you can see, and part of the smooth part, the smooth surface would be cracked as well. But the side that's attached to the ground would seem a little more rugged. Sometimes you can have like black poles popping out of the boulders. Generally, those are kind of like the frames that are the boulders or the cement is built around. Also, there's going to be a lot of smoke. Not necessarily smoke, but it's more of like dust that's flowing around the floor, and all these little things help bring the action scene to life. Other things that are very manga that you can look out for are speed lines, but be careful with speed lines, because it's not every time is there going to be a speed line. Sometimes they're not going to be speed lines, but for the most part we have speed lines, and you would have sound effects. Be careful with sound effects as well. I see most people make the mistake of putting some ridiculous sounds that don't make any sense. Also, I see other really new mistakes of people who can't speak Japanese and don't know the Japanese sound effects, and they try to put it in there, and it makes no sense. I mean, if you're English and you plan on publishing your comic in English-speaking countries, you might as well make the sound effects English, unless you know what you're saying if you're gonna go Japanese with it. As you can see, I'm drawing more boulders that shows like a crack in the wall, and this 3-headed thing, it's supposed to be behind the wall, and the girl is looking up to the character. Now, I don't want to spoil anything for what's going on in this panel for Apple Black. Those of you who subscribed have probably already seen this page and know exactly what's going on. But this is an Apple Black page, and this is in chapter 5 of Apple Black, Memento, and it was released. It was released last Sunday. Well, in the last issue of Saturday AM, and like I said, Saturday AM is the Western action Shonen manga magazine that is digital and it's bi-weekly. I'll leave more details about that in the description below, and y'all can check out the website, read other comics that are on the site, and you can also check out the free chapters of Apple Black that are available on the site. Now, another thing to keep in mind when coming up with action scenes in manga panels, you want something dynamic. You do not want a character that's you don't want a really two-dimensional scene. You want a dynamic scene where maybe the camera is behind one of the characters and the two characters are facing each other. You also don't generally, you wouldn't necessarily want it on both characters on the same level, especially for something chaotic like this. Now, if it's just a scene that is just an exchange of dialogue, then that's different. But this is like an action scene where something is happening, whether it's good or bad, or some kind of suspense or cliffhanger or whatever. You kind of want the camera to be either above or below. Sometimes you want it below to give the impression that for instance, the monster here when the camera is below, it kind of gives the impression that the monster is looking down on you. So it's like the monster is, and I'm just using the monster for this example, it could be whatever. It could be another character that is egotistical or whatever, or anything like that. And the monster, you could give this impression that the monster is superior to whatever, superior to you or their opposition. In this case, it's the girl. Now you can see I'm putting the sound effects, and my sound effects, I normally do exclamation points, exclamation marks. I kind of let the viewer imagine how things would sound, and I just use the exclamation mark to emphasize on how loud it'd be, or things of that nature. So this is dynamic. We have the camera kind of behind her, under her butt in a way, but for the most part, those are the major things that you need to keep in mind when creating a manga scene. So like I said, you want the backgrounds to be very interactive, smoke, broken boulders, and that is if it needs broken boulders. Sometimes boulders may not even be involved. So that's something to watch out for. But if it's let's say the fight's taking place in some kind of ruins, and even in this case, it's not necessarily a fight; it's just a confrontation. So if the action scene is taking place in a ruins, dusty place, you have to find a way to get the backgrounds involved. So in this case, I had the smoke, broken boulders, trying to make it more realistic. In this case, we had the boulders. I try to make it more realistic. One thing that you could do is reference other drawings or other pictures and images of broken boulders, or places that are in ruins, and study the cracks and stuff like that. And here we have I made sure I put in the smoke, the particles, sound effects, speed lines when necessary, to emphasize on speed and movement, or focus lines like I used here. And focus lines are basically when all the lines are pointing in one spot, while speed lines are generally when they're somewhat parallel. That's when the lines are parallel with each other. So yeah, these are things to watch out for. Practicing, I advise people to practice stuff like this. Even though I still practice, it takes a lot of time, and I will be posting more. I will be posting more tutorials on how to come up with action scenes. And for the anatomy, basically, you would want to start off easy, to say the way I started off easy, just to know where things are placed, and then after you go in with the details. Now, as you can see, everything is all inked and toned here. If you guys want to see how I ink and how I tone, there will be links to videos, separate tutorials where I explain that thoroughly. So yeah, that's it. This is Whyt Manga. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out Saturday AM and Apple Black. don't forget to like this video, favorite this video, and subscribe to this channel. You guys can also check out Saturday AM. I'll leave links to that. This is Whyt Manga. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I will be back with more. Be good.
That's pretty much it.
Be good.